Imagine a world where your deepest desires, your loftiest goals, and your wildest dreams come true. Now take a moment and ask yourself, why haven't I achieved them yet? The answer, my friends, lies in the power of productive anger, the kind of anger that fuels change, drives progress, and ignites the fire of transformation within you. Today, we're going to explore how to harness that anger, that burning desire for something better, and turn it into the most powerful force for positive change in your life. Are you ready? Are you willing to be angry enough to change? Let's begin with a fundamental truth. Comfort is the enemy of growth. When we're too comfortable, we become complacent. We settle for less than we deserve, less than we're capable of. And that, my friends, is, think about it. How many times have you looked at your life and thought, this isn't where I wanted to be? How often have you felt that gnawing dissatisfaction, that quiet voice whispering, you were meant for more than this? That's not just discontent. That's your potential crying out to be realized. I want you to take that feeling and amplify it. Let it grow from a whisper to a roar. Because that, ladies and gentlemen, is the seed of change. That's the spark that can set your world on fire. But here's the catch. That anger, that dissatisfaction, is not enough on its own. You need to channel it, to direct it, to use it as fuel for your journey of transformation. And that's exactly what we're going to learn how to do today. Step one, identify your targets. What are you angry about? What aspects of your life fall short of your expectations? It's your career, your relationships, your health, your financial situation. Don't hold back. Be brutally honest with yourself. Write it all down. This is your hit list, your catalog of change. I want you to look at that list and feel the anger rising within you. Feel it bubbling up from your gut, spreading through your chest, tingling in your fingertips. This isn't destructive anger. This is creative anger. This is the anger that built empires, that changed the course of history, that turned ordinary people into legends. Set your goals. For each item on your list, I want you to define a clear, specific goal. Don't be vague. Don't say, I want to be happier. Say, I want to increase my income by 50 within the next 18 months. Don't say, I want to be healthier. Say, I want to run a marathon in under 4 hours by this time next year. These goals are your battle cry. They're your declaration of war against mediocrity, against settling, against the status quo. Every time you look at them, I want you to feel that anger rising again. Let it motivate you. Let it drive you. Create your action plan. This is where we turn anger into strategy. For each goal, break it down into smaller, manageable steps. What do you need to do daily, weekly, monthly to achieve your targets? Be specific. Be detailed. This is your roadmap to success. Remember, anger without action is just noise. It's wasted energy. But anger with a plan, that's dynamite. That's the stuff that moves mountains. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, but isn't anger negative? Shouldn't we focus on positive emotions? And to that I say, anger is a tool. Like any tool, its value depends on how you use it. Anger can destroy, yes, but it can also create. It can inspire. It can motivate. Think about some of the greatest achievements in human history. The civil rights movement, the fight for democracy, scientific breakthroughs, artistic masterpieces. So many of these were born from a deep, burning anger at the way things were, coupled with an unshakable belief that things could be better. That's the kind of anger we're talking about. The kind that looks at injustice and says, no more. The kind that looks at limitations and says, I'll find a way. The kind that looks at failure and says, try me again. But here's the key. This anger isn't about blaming others. It's not about resentment or bitterness. This anger is about taking responsibility. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I'm angry at where I am, and I'm the one who's going to change it. That's power, my friends. That's the kind of power that can transform your life. Let's talk about the obstacles you're going to face. Because make no mistake, when you decide to change, the world will test you. You'll face doubters and naysayers. You'll encounter setbacks and failures. And there will be days when it feels like everything is working against you. And that's exactly when you need to tap into that anger again. Let it remind you why you started this journey. Let it steel your resolve. Let it be the fire that keeps you warm on the coldest nights of your quest. The path to success is not a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, twists and turns. But every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Celebrate those victories. Use them to fuel your anger, to stoke the fires of your determination. I want to share a little secret with you. The most successful people in the world, the ones who've achieved greatness in their fields, they're angry too. They're angry at complacency. They're angry at missed opportunities. They're angry at the thought of not living up to their full potential. But here's the difference. They don't let that anger consume them. They don't let it turn into bitterness or despair. Instead, they use it as a tool. They harness it, focus it, and use it to drive them forward. That's what I want for you. I want you to be angry enough to change, but wise enough to channel that anger productively. I want you to use that anger to push through your limits, to shatter your preconceptions of what's possible, to redefine your reality. Let's talk about fear for a moment. Fear is the flip side of anger. Where anger pushes you forward, fear holds you back. And make no mistake, when you embark on this journey of change, fear will rear its ugly head. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of success. Yes, that's a real thing too. But here's the beautiful thing about productive anger. It's the perfect antidote to fear. When you're angry enough to change, when you're filled with that burning desire for something better, fear doesn't stand a chance. Your anger becomes your courage. Your dissatisfaction becomes your shield. So when fear comes knocking, and I want you to meet it with your anger. I want you to look fear in the eye and say, not today, I'm too angry to be afraid. I'm too determined to be stopped. Let's address another crucial point, consistency. Anger is a powerful emotion, but like any emotion, it can fade. The key is to build habits that keep that fire burning, that keep you moving forward, even on the days when your anger cools. This is where discipline comes in. Discipline is what turns your anger into sustained action. It's what keeps you going when motivation wanes. It's what transforms your goals from distant dreams into concrete realities. So how do we build this discipline? It starts with small daily actions. Remember that action plan we created earlier? I want you to commit to taking at least one step from that plan every single day. No matter how small, no matter how insignificant it might seem, take that step. These daily actions serve two purposes. First, they keep you moving towards your goals, inch by inch, day by day. Second, and perhaps more importantly, they keep that anger alive. They remind you of what you're fighting for, of why you started this journey in the first place. Think of it like stoking a fire. Each small action is another log on the flames, keeping your anger burning bright and hot. Over time, these small actions compound. They build momentum. And before you know it, you're not just angry enough to change. You're changing. I want to address something important. This journey we're on, this path of change fueled by productive anger, it's not always going to be comfortable. In fact, if you're in your right, it should be uncomfortable a lot of the time. Growth happens outside of your comfort zone. Change requires you to stretch, to push your limits, to do things you've never done before, and that can be scary. It can be painful. There will be times when you want to quit, when you want to go back to the safety of your old life. But I want you to remember something in those moments. I want you to remember why you started. I want you to tap into that anger again. Let it remind you of what you're fighting for, of the life you're trying to create. And here's a little trick. When things get tough, when you feel like giving up, I want you to get angry at the very idea of quitting. Let the thought of going back to your old life, of settling for less than you deserve, make your blood boil. Let it reignite your determination. Let's talk about the power of visualization. This is a crucial tool in maintaining your anger and focus over the long haul. I want you to take a few minutes each day to vividly imagine your goals as if they've already been achieved. See yourself in that corner office. Feel the pride of crossing that marathon finish line. Imagine the security of having that hefty savings account. Make these visions as detailed and real as possible. But don't stop there. I also want you to visualize the process of getting there. See yourself putting in the long hours, making the tough decisions, pushing through the challenges. This isn't just daydreaming. This is mental rehearsal. This is programming your mind for success. And here's where the anger comes in. I want you to contrast these visions of success with your current reality. Feel the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Let it make you angry. Let it fuel your resolve to close that gap. This anger isn't about self-loathing or frustration. It's about recognizing your potential and refusing to settle for anything less. It's about loving yourself enough to demand more from yourself. Let's address a common pitfall on this journey: comparison. In today's world of social media, and constant connectivity, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. And let me tell you, that's a recipe for unproductive anger and frustration. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. Your journey is unique. Your challenges are unique. Don't waste your anger on jealousy or envy. Channel it into becoming the best version of yourself. That being said, there's nothing wrong with finding inspiration in others' success. When you see someone achieving great things, instead of feeling resentful, let it fuel your anger in a positive way. Let it remind you of what's possible. Let it challenge you to raise your own bar. I want to talk about a crucial aspect of this journey, self-care. When we talk about being angry enough to change, about pushing ourselves to the limit, it's easy to fall into the trap of neglecting our physical and mental health. But here's the truth. You can't sustain productive anger if you're burnt out. You can't change your life if you're running on empty. So part of your action plan needs to include strategies for taking care of yourself. This might seem counterintuitive. After all, aren't we talking about being angry? About pushing ourselves? Yes, but remember, this is about sustainable, productive anger. This is about playing the long game. So I want you to get angry at the very idea of neglecting yourself. Get angry at the thought of sabotaging your success through burnout. Use that anger to fuel good habits, regular exercise, healthy eating, adequate sleep, mindfulness practices. These aren't luxuries. They're not indulgences. They're essential tools in your arsenal of change. They're what keep you sharp, focused, and ready to tackle the challenges ahead. Now let's talk about failure. If you're angry enough to change, if you're pushing yourself to new limits, you're going to fail. It's not a possibility, it's a certainty. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a crucial part of success. Every failure is a lesson. Every setback is an opportunity to grow stronger, to refine your approach, to fuel your anger and determination. So when you fail, and you will, I don't want you to get discouraged. I want you to get angry. Not at yourself, not at the world, but at the very idea of giving up. I want you to look at that failure and say, is that all you've got? I'm just getting started. Use that failure to refine your goals, to adjust your action plan, to come back stronger and more determined than ever. Let it be the coal that feeds the fire of your anger and determination. Remember, the most successful people in the world have failed more times than most people have even tried. The difference is they use those failures as stepping stones, not stumbling blocks. I want to talk about legacy. This might seem like a big word, a lofty concept, but bear with me. Your legacy is not just what you leave behind when you're gone. It's the impact you make every single day. I want you to get angry at the idea of living a life without impact. I want you to be filled with a burning desire to make your mark on the world, to leave it better than you found it. This isn't about fame or recognition. It's about living a life of purpose and meaning. Your goals, your dreams, your journey of change, they're not just about you. They're about the ripple effect you create, the lives you touch, the example you set, the possibilities you open up for others. So when you're pushing through those tough times, when you're facing those moments of doubt, remember this: your journey is bigger than you. Your anger, your determination, your refusal to settle, they're not just changing your life. They're changing the world. The anger we've talked about today, the productive, focused, determined anger, it's not a destination. It's a tool. A powerful tool, yes, but still just a tool. The real goal is transformation. The real goal is becoming the person you were meant to be, living the life you were meant to live. Your anger is the chisel, but you are the sculptor. You are the artist creating your masterpiece. So go forth from here with that fire in your belly. Be angry enough to change, yes, but also be wise enough to direct that anger. Be brave enough to face your fears. Be disciplined enough to do the work day in and day out. Be kind enough to take care of yourself along the way. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. And sometimes that step is fueled by anger, the right kind of anger, the kind that says, I deserve better and I'm willing to work for it. You have everything you need within you. The potential, the power, the possibility. It's all there. Your anger is the key that unlocks it. Use it wisely, use it well. And know this, I believe in you. I believe in your ability to change, to grow, to become the person you've always known you could be. The road ahead won't be easy, but I promise you this, it will be worth it. I want you to make a commitment to yourself, to your dreams, to your future, a commitment to be angry enough to change and brave enough to see that change through. Are you ready? Are you willing? Are you angry enough? The choice is yours. The power is yours. The future is yours. Now go out there and change your world. This success story, uniquely yours, begins the moment you decide to harness that anger and channel it into purposeful action. It's not just about feeling angry. It's about using that emotion as a catalyst for real, tangible change in your life. Imagine waking up each morning with a fire in your belly, a burning desire to make today better than yesterday. That's the power of productive anger at work. It's not about being upset or frustrated. It's about being so passionately dissatisfied with mediocrity that you refuse to accept it in any aspect of your life. This journey of transformation isn't a sprint. It's a marathon. There will be days when that anger feels more like a smoldering ember than a raging inferno. That's okay. The key is to keep that ember alive, to nurture it, to fan it back into flames when needed. Think of your anger as a compass, always pointing you toward your true north, your goals, your dreams, your ideal self. When you feel lost or confused, when the path ahead seems unclear, let that anger guide you. Let it remind you of why you started this journey in the first place. But remember, this anger isn't blind rage. It's not about lashing out or blaming others. It's a focused, controlled energy like a laser beam, precise and powerful. It's about directing all that intensity inward, using it to break through your own limitations and self-imposed barriers. As you move forward on this path, you'll start to notice changes. Small at first, perhaps, but significant nonetheless. Maybe you'll find yourself waking up earlier, eager to start the day. Maybe you'll catch yourself making healthier choices, fueled by your anger at past neglect of your well-being. Maybe you'll start speaking up more, driven by your refusal to let opportunities pass you by. These small changes are the building blocks of your success story. They're the plot points in your personal narrative of transformation. Celebrate them, but don't be satisfied with them. Let each small victory stoke the fires of your anger, pushing you to achieve even more. As your journey progresses, you may find that your anger begins to evolve. What started as frustration or dissatisfaction might transform into a fierce determination. The rage against what becomes a passionate drive towards what could be. This is growth. This is progress. This is you writing your success story one day at a time. But let's be clear, this journey won't always be smooth sailing. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. There will be times when it feels like the whole world is conspiring against you. In these moments, your anger becomes your lifeline. When faced with obstacles, don't let your anger diminish. Let it intensify. Get angry at the very idea of giving up. Let the thought of returning to your old life, of settling for less than you deserve, fill you with a righteous fury. Use that anger to smash through barriers, to leap over hurdles, to push through when everything in you wants to quit. You'll start to notice something incredible happening. Your anger, once directed at your circumstances or your past self, begins to transform. It becomes a driving force, propelling you towards excellence in everything you do. You'll find yourself getting angry at the mere thought of giving less than your best effort, of letting a day go by without making progress towards your goals. This is when your success story really starts to take shape. This is when you begin to realize that you're not just changing your circumstances, you're changing yourself, you're becoming the protagonist in your own epic tale of transformation. And here's the beautiful thing about this journey. It has no endpoint. There's no finish line where you suddenly stop being angry, where you decide you've changed enough. This is a lifelong adventure, a constant process of growth and evolution. As you achieve your initial goals, as you conquer the challenges that once seemed insurmountable, your anger will find new targets. You'll set your sights higher, dream bigger dreams, take on greater challenges. Your success story will have many chapters, each one fueled by that same productive anger that got you started. But as your journey continues, you'll find that your anger is no longer harsh, abrasive force. It becomes refined, focused, almost elegant in its intensity. It's no longer about being mad at the world or yourself. It's about being so deeply committed to your vision of success that anything less is unacceptable. This refined anger becomes a part of who you are. It informs your decisions, guides your actions, shapes your character. You become known as someone who refuses to settle, who always strives for more, not out of greed or ego, but out of a genuine desire to live life to its fullest potential. As your success story unfolds, you'll start to notice another incredible phenomenon. Your journey, fueled by your productive anger, begins to inspire others. People around you will see the changes you're making, the progress you're achieving, and they'll want to know your secret. And here's where your story takes on an even greater significance. By sharing your journey, by showing others the power of being angry enough to change, you become a catalyst for transformation in their lives as well. Your success story spawns other success stories, creating a ripple effect of positive change. This is the true measure of success, not just what you achieve for yourself, but the impact you have on others. Your anger, once a personal tool for change, becomes a beacon of hope and inspiration for those around you. Remember that every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, is another paragraph in your tale of triumph. Each moment of doubt that you push through, each fear that you conquer adds depth and richness to your narrative. Your story becomes one of resilience, of unwavering determination, of a refusal to be defined by your circumstances. It becomes a testament to the incredible power of the human spirit when fueled by productive anger and an unshakable commitment to change. And as your story unfolds, you'll find that your anger, your driving force, begins to coexist with other powerful emotions. Alongside your anger, you'll feel a deep sense of pride in how far you've come. You'll experience profound gratitude for the strength you've discovered within yourself. You'll be filled with excitement for the future you're creating. These emotions don't replace your anger. They complement it. They add new dimensions to your journey, new colors to the tapestry of your success story. As you look back on where you started, you'll be amazed at how far you've come. The changes you've made, the goals you've achieved, the person you've become, all of it seemed impossible when you first began. But your anger, your refusal to accept the status quo made the impossible possible. Your success story serves as a powerful reminder that change is always possible, that it's never too late to rewrite your narrative. It stands as a challenge to others, daring them to be angry enough to change their own lives. And so your story continues. Each day brings new opportunities to be angry, not with destructive rage, but with that powerful, productive anger that spurs you to greater heights. Each day is another chance to add to your tale of transformation, to deepen the impact of your journey. Your success story, fueled by your anger and written with every choice you make, every action you take, becomes your legacy. It becomes the gift you leave to the world. A testament to the power of being angry enough to change and the incredible transformations that can occur when you channel that anger into positive action. So embrace your anger, fuel it, direct it, use it to write the most incredible success story ever told. The story of your life, your growth, your transformation. Let your anger be the pen with which you write your legacy one day at a time, one choice at a time, one victory at a time. Your success story is still being written. The best chapters are yet to come. So stay angry, stay hungry, stay committed to change. Your story has the power to inspire, to motivate, to change not just your life, but the lives of countless others. Remember, the most beautiful success stories are often born from the deepest anger. The anger that says enough is enough, the anger that demands better, the anger that refuses to settle for a life half-lived. Your anger is your superpower. Use it wisely, use it well, and watch as it transforms not just your life, but your entire world